Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to study the poem Fire and Ice written by Robert Frost. This poem expresses the idea regarding the end of the world. As in today's scenario, the people are predicting that the world is going to come to an end. Same way, years, centuries back, Robert Frost has also predicted and written in his poem that the world is going to come to an end. But he has shown two ways, either by fire or by ice, the world is going to come to an end. Both the components, according to him, are compared with self-destructing human emotions. One, hatred, and the second, desires. The poem very artistically underpins the philosophy that we let our emotions rule us, and if we don't control them, they will surely destroy everything around us. Similarly, he thinks fire and ice both are just as competent in bringing the world to a catastrophic end. Now let us look into the line-wise explanation of the poem. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I have tested of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Desire here means a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen, and favor, approval or support. The poem expresses the idea that the world will end in either of two ways, by ice or by fire. One group is of the opinion that someday the earth's core will get so heated up that it would lead to fire, destroying the earth's surface. On the other hand, the second group says that if the temperature goes down to an extent that makes life on earth impossible, it would have the same catastrophic effect. The poet then compares fire and ice with the destructive features of human emotions, desire and hatred. He says that from what he is aware about fiery desires, he would favor the ones who say that it would end by fire. By saying so, he brings about the idea that human beings let their emotions rule them, and the consequence of unmonitored longing is chaos. We'll look into the second part of the poem, the other lines of it. It says, but if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Perish here means die, suffice means be sufficient. So he says that then, without waving off the first opinion of fire, he considers that if the world has to expire twice, it has to come to an end twice, ice would be equally competent in ending it. He brings about a contrast between ice and hatred, the human capability of insensitivity and hatred has the potential for inner destruction. So it is going to destroy the entire world. Though slow and steady, it has the same effect that desire has on us. So if we given an option between fire and ice, ice would be just as good as fire to destroy the world. Now let us look into the poetic devices used by Robert Frost in this poem. The first poetic device here is rhyming scheme. If we look into the last words of each paragraph. The rhyming scheme of this poem is A, B, A, B, C, B, C, B. The second poetic device used here is alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of consonant sound at the start of two or more closely placed words. For an example, the sound of F in favor, fire. Sound of W in world, will. The third device used here is imagery. Imagery is used to make readers to understand things involving their five senses. Now here the example of imagery in this poem is some way the world will end in fire. The second example of it is to say that for destruction, ice is also great. And the last poetic device used in this poem by the poet is personification. Personification is to give human qualities to inanimate objects. In this poem, fire and ice are capable of destruction. Thus, the poet personifies fire and ice by giving them mind and power to destroy anything. With this, we come to an end of the explanation of this poem. Thank you.